Welcome back, everyone. Let's now enter into the next segment, which is the glimpses of the glorious past on 4th July. On 4th July 2007, Supreme Panel of Hinduism delivered a discourse at Angkor Wat. And Swamiji also shares a beautiful story of the churning of the Milky Ocean.
स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारं नित्यानन्दगुरुं भजे स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Let me first tell the story, then we will see the meaning. See, it was Narada who is the one who started everything. This Narada is like a communication minister of those days. He used to take message from here to there, there to here, that is his only work. And he will not just take, he will twist it. He will give his own twist. One day he saw the jewel on the chest of Vishnu, new jewel, Shamantaka. Beautiful, shining jewel on the Vishnu's chest. And he asked Bhagavan, from where did God get that? He said, some devotee gave the Varuna Raja, king of the ocean. Varuna Raja gave. And Narada was thinking, oh God, such a pretty jewelry. But somehow he wants to have a little fun. Went and spoke to Indra, greedy fellow. See, Vishnu was not greedy. Because the devotee gave, he was wearing it. It was there on his Srivatsa. Srivatsa means his birthmark, Vishnu's birthmark. And that Shamantaka was sitting. Srivatsa can be called like a twat. What do you call it? Part. Like a what? It was a little big birthmark. Maybe that can be the thing. So, Srivatsa. So he saw the Shamantaka and Srivatsa. And Narada went to Indra and said, Indra, look at this, Varuna. This fellow is your servant, but he took the Shamantaka and gave it to Vishnu. He did not give it to you. Then Indra got very much annoyed. But he can't tell that directly to Narada because he knows Narada will go and tell this to Vishnu. He knows Narada will go and tell this to Vishnu. He said, no, it is given to Bhagavan. It's okay, leave it. It should be with Bhagavan. But immediately he called Kubera and said, how dare that Varuna will hand over this to Vishnu without asking us, because all the nidhi of planet Earth and the ocean, see, Sangha Nidhi, Baduma Nidhi. The Baduma Nidhi means the lotus which comes out of the mud, ground. Sangha Nidhi means the conch which comes out of ocean. So both wealth belongs to Kubera. Sanganidhi, Badumanidhi. Conch is the wealth of the ocean. All things will comes from ocean. All jewels of ocean is denoted by Shanka, conch. All wealth comes from the land is denoted by Batma, the lotus. So both belongs to Kubera. So how come Varuna go and hand over the Sankanidhi, which is your property, to Vishnu without your permission? This fellow cannot directly question Varuna. Then because Varuna will go and tell Vishnu, hey Baba, I gave you, and this guy is catching me. But going through the bureaucracy, the department. Now Kubera calls Varuna and straight away asks, how come this did not come to my treasure? Then Varuna says, you are Yaksha. He is Lakshmi. See, the Yaksha means who possesses wealth but neither enjoys nor let others enjoy. Lakshmi means who keeps the currency moving, who enjoys and let others enjoy. The modern day economics theory. See, the modern day economics theory, they have described so clearly. Yaksha is a person who is sitting on the wealth. Practically, if the more Yakshas are there in your country, means the country economy will be low. India is filled with Yakshas. West is filled with Lakshmis. Guys who spend, who let the currency rotate. Let the currency rotate. Rotation gives value to currency, life to currency. Currency means what? It should be rotating. That is the currency. So Yaksha gives importance only to hold the wealth. Lakshmi means rotating the currency. The Varuna says, even if I give it to you, it will be sitting inside a treasury. Nobody will even know. Nobody will see. Don't you see how pretty it looks on the chest of Vishnu? So the Varuna says, that is why I offered at the feet of Vishnu. He is weary. He is enjoying. Then Kubera makes a petition to Indra. No. This cannot be accepted. Now we don't know what all the wealth this fellow is hiding. Let us churn and bring everything out. Let us churn and bring everything out and bring the whole thing to treasury now itself. Nothing should be left with the Varuna Raja. This is where the problem started. This is where the problem started. Now, both the Indra decides, we will churn the Varuna Raja, ocean of sea, and get all the wealth out and dump it in the Kubera's treasure, Yaksha. It should be under our control. It should not be left with Varuna anymore. They decided to churn. Now the problem is they do not want the higher authorities to know. It's like among the brothers they want to plan and do. Now the Mantralosana starts. They decide, we will not inform or invite Trimurtis. Because the whole plan is against Vishnu. Because the jewel went to Vishnu, these guys are doing this journey. So, top level guys will not be called. Let us make friendship with the Asuras. Let us do. Let us do amongst ourselves. So that nothing can be done. Varuna goes and falls at the feet of Vishnu. Bhagavan, I don't know what happened. These guys are trying to do this. Vishnu asked, oh, what finally Indra decided? Varuna says, they have decided to have friendship with the Asuras. Then Vishnu smiles, forget about it, then they will come to me, relax. Because they have got the trouble. Now they have got the trouble. Then naturally where will they run? They will come to me only. Forget about it. I will take care. You just go and relax.
Which I read only from books.
He says,
Then
"Come to
we can
relax." Then both the fellows are deciding.
That's in Tamil. Short as short as possible. The title you can put Ben.
Demons and gods. Both of them decided we will churn the
not only book, it's from Hinduism.
and get everything out. See,
There is a difference in religion.
they will churn the milk.
Only from
Milk.
milk.
If anything is lying under the
He also tells
ocean,
about starting how by just watching things suddenly
Just
going
like
happen,
that they want to
so you
churn
don't
that.
get bored. When book you don't have that ad and all those stuff.
Yeah,
both the guys came to the agreement
read only from milk.
and that yes, we will churn the ocean. And they have decided the Meru Giri should be used as a what do you call it? Mattu. Huh? Stick. No, there is a technical term for it.
Fulcrum, I think. Center.
Huh? No. That Mattu has got a technical English word.
Axle.
Like axle, that is true, but there is a technical word for it. I know. Huh?
Fulcrum, I think.
There is a wooden piece. They will use that.
Blender.
Spindle, okay. Alright, we can have the title spindle. Let's understand with the word spindle. They have decided Meru should be a spindle and what to say that? Adisesha, the snake on which Vishnu is lying, that should be the rope. And after all the
Is Meru located actually? Is it?
so, Meru is not actually the physical plane. Meru is the etheric plane. The Kailash and the physical plane is like an airport from where you can go to the Meru. It's an airport from where you can take off to the original Meru. That is why it is considered as a Meru. That is not Meru. That is a plane from where you can take off. And these fellows decide. That's what here now problem comes. That's what I'm saying. That's what that's where the problem starts. That's where the problem starts. The rope and the spindle, both of them decided. Now who will go and ask? You see, not only rope from Vishnu, the spindle is Shiva's. Shiva's spindle and Vishnu's rope. But these fellows want to do without telling them. And now starts the fun. Now these guys are sitting and discussing what to do, how to get both of them out. How to get both of them out from the Vishnu. From Vishnu and Shiva, they have to get the spindle and the rope. But they don't want them to be part. They don't want them to be part because they may ask for a share whatever comes out. So now these guys have finally decided to send Narada as a representation. Narada is a representation. He goes there. Narada goes and says, Bhagavan, we need your Vasuki and the hill of Shiva, both for churning the ocean. Vishnu says, what is there? Please take it. And immediately he tells, please go. Vasuki goes. One moment Vasuki, Adisesha asks, what should I do, Bhagavan? Just go, I'll take care. Just go, I'll take care. And he says, you go. And then the next side, the hill, Mandara, spindle from Shiva. Narada goes and asks, Bhagavan, we need your Mandara, your hill. Shiva says, what is that? Please take it. He also gave it away. After all the things have arrived, now they are ready. Now they are ready with the whole thing to start the journey. Now fighting starts. The fight, the fight is also again created by Narada. Narada goes and slowly tells Devatas, see, Devatas are the leaders. So hold the head side, not the tail side. See how the fight starts, who will hold the tail of Vasuki, who will hold the head of the snake. So all Devatas say, we are superior. We will hold the head. And Asuras say, then what? We are lower or what? We only will hold the head. And fight starts. Immediately the fight starts and the drama is, they already put the Mandara on ocean. It is getting synced. It is continuously sinking inside. And here fighting is going on. Still even the churning has not started. But before that itself, fight has started. Fight has started between these two fellows. They saw that left and right the fight is going on. Suddenly the Indra was surrounded, arrested by the demons. Before even the fight starts. Before even the fight starts, Indra is already arrested. Now Narada runs again to the Vishnu Loka. Oh Lord, what happened? We don't know. See what has happened. Then Vishnu asks, you guys don't want us. Why are you coming now here? Then Narada says, no, now it is too serious. Please, you have to do something. You have to do something. All the Devatas who are remaining, all the Chota guys, all of them run and fall at the feet of Vishnu. They say, please forgive us. It is Indra's mistake. It is not that we did. Please do something immediately. Then Krishna says, Vishnu says, all right, I'll do something. Go, I'll come. And he waits till that fellow exhausts his karma of suffering. He doesn't go immediately. This Indra fellow said no to Vishnu. So how much karma he needs to suffer, that much time he is sitting silently. Sirgadi is the place where the Indra was imprisoned. See, now I am coming and connecting with all the stalas. Alright, first I'll finish the story, then I'll step by step open up. And how? Because the Sirgadi temple story has got a great significance in enlightenment path. I'll come and open. Sirgadi is the place where the Indra was imprisoned by these demons, and Vishnu waits enough. Then he comes down. Ari means ocean. Sirgadi means where the sin of the ocean got cleared. Ari means what? Ocean. Even in Sanskrit they have a word, I think. Ari means ocean. Sirgadi means the sin related to ocean got cleaned. So this fellow, finally Vishnu decides to go, and he goes and says, as Devatas are elders, they will only hold the head. But the demons, they try to catch Vishnu also. No, we will only hold the head. Then finally Vishnu says, all right, we will come for a compromise. You guys will only hold the head. Then if Amrita comes, first Devatas will drink. Whoever wants to hold the head, they should give the other person priority in sharing the Amrita. This fellow say, that is okay. Anyway, after all we are going to have our share. It's not a problem. But let us do it. It's a prestigious game. See, losing the wealth for the sake of ego is demon. Gaining the wealth along with ego is Devata. Gaining wealth and enlightenment is rishis. Losing wealth also for ego's sake is demon. Understand? Having only ego, not even wealth, is asura, demon. Having ego and wealth is the devatas. No ego, wealth and enlightenment, both are there. People who stay in the Vaikuntha or Kailasa. rishis, enlightened beings. So these guys, they are so crazy, they are so cranky. These fellows did not even have the idea that they are losing Amrita, nectar. But anyhow, they decided, alright, we will let go. Then Vishnu comes and tells the Devatas, but the Devatas fellows don't want to go for compromise. He told, fool, Vasuki will emit poison if she is going to be used as a rope. Because, see, continuously the Adisesha will be pulled this side and that side. What will happen? He will sweat, and the sweat, his sweat is poison. Will you guys be able to handle? They say, oh God, you saved us. You saved us. Then he says, come on this side. And go that side. Now the next drama starts. They start churning. The churning starts. And the sound which is created deafens the whole world. Deafens the whole world. And left and right, the churning is going on. And when the churning is going on, first the top level things started coming out. Like animals. The seahorse, what they call? Seahorse. All those things started coming out. Then the apsaras, the Batala Loga, whatever was there, wealth, Kamadhenu, Kalpavriksha, everything started coming out. One by one, one by one, one by one. And the funny thing is, anything before even it reaches the surface, some devatas or demons will go and catch it. It's mine, it is mine. Who finds it, he keeps it. Because so many things are coming out, whoever finds things, they started taking it away. And finally, Lakshmi came and Vishnu said, alright, I will have her. He took it away. All the things, whatever came out, all these fellows have taken it away. Suddenly, that was the music, background music. Suddenly, this Adisesha became so tired. He said, no, give a break. I am not able to do anything. Because he became tired. But these fellows are so greedy. They said, no break. They are pulling and pushing. He became a little longer. Because he became a little longer, the spindle started sinking inside. Spindle started sinking inside, and because spindle started sinking inside, the overweight, he emitted the poison. He emitted the poison. The moment poison came, all the fellows, Devatas or Asuras, everybody, whole group left everything and ran away. Left everything and ran away. And the spindle is going down and down continuously. Immediately Vishnu took the form of a tortoise, went and held the spindle without sinking further, much further. And all these devatas ran to Shiva. God, please save me. Because already Vishnu is also in the job of holding the spindle. Actually, what Shiva gave, Vishnu took care. What Vishnu gave, Shiva took care. Vishnu gave Adisesha. So Shiva took care of Adiseshas, the poison. What Shiva gave? A spindle. Vishnu took care of the spindle. Then Shiva says, alright, don't bother. I'll take care of the poison. He just took the poison and swallowed it. Swallowed it and put it at the feet, at the neck. Devi just holds the Shiva's neck and the poison stays there itself. That's another one great important thing you need to know. Even if poison is added to enlightened being, not only it does not die, the quality of the poison disappears. Even the quality of the poison disappears. That becomes a divine. So he swallows the poison and it stays in his throat itself. It does not work anymore. Then finally, the Vishnu balances the tortoise. Vishnu balances that Meru, spindle as a tortoise. The churning was done. Then finally comes out Amrita. From below, the Amrita Kata comes out. Amrita Kalasha comes out. The moment the Amrita Kalasha came out, all their agreement and morality lost. According to agreement, what was the agreement? Devatas will have the first share. And these asuras started running to catch the Kalasha and finish it off. And these devatas are afraid because if it goes to asuras, what will happen? They will not get even the water wash that pot. These asuras won't give even the water which is used for washing that pot to the devatas. And both the fellows are fighting. In between, in the gap, Dhanvantri, who is the Lord of Medicine, keeps that Amrita Kalasha secretly hiding in 4 places in the planet Earth. That is Haridwar, Allahabad, Nasik and Ujjain. See, our 12 years is the one Shana for them. So in one Shana he changed 3 times. It's like income tax raid when it comes, how the people chase and put the money in different places, same way. And he just puts here, there, constantly. And these fellows are fighting. Finally, Vishnu takes a Mohini incarnation, takes the form of a seducing woman and says, all right, both of you stop fighting. I will share that Amrita and give you, nectar and give you guys. So the moment they saw the Mohini, these fellows forgot about Amrita. All the demons forgot about Amrita because for them nothing else is required. Forget about it. And now nothing else is required. And these fellows started running behind Mohini. And they said, yes, we will obey as you said. Please, you do whatever you feel like. Whatever you want, whatever you feel like. Then Mohini said, all right, all of you sit in straight line. They sat this side. And all this side the Devatas sat. This side the all demons sat. Mohini started serving the nectar to the Devatas first. But these fellows have no guts to ask Mohini. And they were not in the mood to ask, question Mohini. They were just sitting. But 2 fellows, 2 demons, Rahu and Ketu, even though they are seduced by Mohini, they are little cunning, they are little intelligent. They thought, let us go and sit that side and get the Amrita. So she was serving. These guys came and sat that side. And the story says, she did not serve, she just knocked both the guys with the same spoon which she was carrying. That's why they lost the head. That's why Ragu and Ketu do not have head. And they become shadow. They don't have any more existence. Neither in Rakshasa group they agree them, nor in the demon group, Devatas group they keep them. So they are shadows. They are neither here nor there. They become the Ragu and Ketu. And finally the Amrita is served. And by the time the Devatas finished, Amrita Kalasha became empty. And Mohini also disappeared. The story says because these guys drank Amrita, the demons are not able to kill them. The fight started and the demons were blasted left and right by this Devata's new power. All the demons ran away and hid themselves into under the ocean. This is the story. Now let us enter into the truth behind the story. I am seeing already few fellows are sleeping. Hey Papa. Why suddenly all fellows are sleeping? Morning they were all right. Hmm? What?
They drank Amruta already.
No, I understand. That sometime Maya will not allow so much understanding to happen. Maya will not allow so much understanding to happen. So be very careful. Maybe now you are getting slowly caught by Mohini.
So instead of Amrita, Kapamrita, coffee.
But if we give one more break, so much time will be wasted. Where is the watch?
No break.
But if you guys are sleeping, I will not talk. Understand? First step, Indra getting jealous of Vishnu's Shamantaka. It always happens. Disciples get jealous seeing the status of master instead of state of the master. Understand? Instead of trying to achieve the state in which master resides, Vishnu resides, he wants to have the status of the Vishnu. That is where the problem starts. It can lead to enlightenment or to destruction. If you take the right turn at right place, even being jealous of the status of the master can lead to the state of the master. If you want to have same status, means what you need? State. So jealousy can become inspiration or perspiration. See, if you do what he did also, it can become inspiration. If you just see his only final achievement and do not create, do what he did, then it is perspiration. So all you need to understand is jealous towards the master, do not become perspiration. That is where the whole thing starts. Now Indra is jealous of that jewel and he thinks it belongs to him. All the rich fellows think the luxury and joy belongs to them, not to the enlightened being. That's a big problem. Big problem with the so-called rich guys. They think that they should only be joyful. That is why they are so angry when they see an enlightened master joyful. No, really, even conceptually, I know for sure. See, especially in Tamil Nadu, I know very many rich idiots. They don't come to me because I am smiling all the time in my photograph. No, really. So many fellows have made comments. I myself have heard. What? This fellow is all the time laughing. Why a Swami should laugh? Why a Swami, huh?
No, sir, they think enlightened masters should not have gold or anything like that. That was taken.
I have seen these fellows think that joy, laughter or shamantaka is their right because they worked for it. Indra works, does administration, then gets that as a salary. I just get it as a devotee's donation. Varuna comes and gives it to me. What can I do? Varuna comes and gives it to me. What can I do? Anyhow, these fellows are jealous and they start the drama. Now the problem is, they wanted to acquire all the wealth just by themselves, so that nothing else goes to anybody else. And they want to have the status, state or everything all by themselves. They start the process. They start the process of churning. Actually the problem is, when the process starts, suddenly you realize beyond you something is required for success. Even when you work to achieve the wealth, beyond you, something starts, something is needed for success. That is where you send your prayers. Narada to the Vishnu. Narada goes to Vishnu. See, now the story takes a new twist. If you send prayers to the master, same person, the same jealous can become inspiration. Whoever has never sent a prayer, then what happens? It just remains as a perspiration. Now the story takes a real shift. Anyhow, knowingly or unknowingly, they have surrendered. They have surrendered to the same person to whom they are jealous. Surrender can come even through jealous. It's okay. Nothing wrong. But surrender is the whole thing needed. Surrender is what? Completely needed. Not the jealous.
Here are Devatas acting of their own intelligence or just under the orders of Indra? During the change
You see, it is only under the orders of Indra.
Right. So
Indra.
Indra is the one who is jealous.
Indra is the one who is jealous, and Indra is the one who is responsible.
Not the Devatas.
I can say, Devatas, if they stood against Indra, then they are not responsible. But they have not stood against Indra. An individual should stand against even the leader if he is not completely in tune with ideology. This I can say. I always tell people, even if I put somebody in the front as a stage or a leader, as a Indra, as long as he executes my words, as long as he creates more devotion in you towards me, only then he is worthy of that seat. Understand? If he does something against, even though he is appointed by me, should be refuted by in Devatas. So every step you should take care, create and have the company of only the people who intensifies your devotion towards the master and who executes your master's words. Then you are right. Otherwise, the person who is in between you and master will become priest. Who is in between you and master will become priest. In Tamil they say Gurukkal. Why they say Gurukkal? No. Kurkala pornala Gurukkal. He always goes between you and the God. That's why he is called Gurukkal. And he will become priest. He will become just dead priest. Now the story has to be understood in a totally different way. New dimension. Actually in Nithyanandam I started from this part only. The earlier part I did not tell. The earlier part is the original, from the beginning of the story. See, now it's totally a mystical or esoteric story. All Devatas are the positive thoughts which is raising in you, joyful thoughts which is raising in you, which gives you joy. All demons are depressive thoughts which is raising in you, negative thoughts. All demons are depressive thoughts, all Devatas are positive thoughts. Be unclutched. The technique is the spindle. Technique is the spindle. And the tortoise which is balancing the technique properly is the Guru. Vishnu. Vishnu's, maybe we can say Guru's different form. One form of the master. When you unclutch, when you decide to unclutch, both the thoughts will pull you this side and this side. Understand? One more important thing. until you start unclutching, your negative thoughts and positive thoughts will be opposing each other. The moment you start unclutching, both of them will join together and attack you. Because first time you became conscious. Pratyagatma Chaitanya, individual consciousness gets awakened. Whenever an individual consciousness gets awakened, neither negative thoughts nor positive thoughts can have their influence over you. It's like a state parties. Take care that central party does not enter into your state. See, both of them will be enemies, state parties, two parties. But when it comes to the central party, both of them will join. Either you win or I will win, but we will not allow the central party. Central party should not come into the state. Same thing. If the central party comes in, neither positive nor negative will be having a place there. Individual consciousness, if it is awakened, neither positive thought nor negative thoughts will have power over you. Then both of them join suddenly and start churning you left and right. A real left and right. If you have went through the churning, you know. If you have gone through the churning, you know. A depression which is unimaginable will come out of you. Understand? Hormonal building in your body will give life to the memories stored in your muscles. An important thing. Now you should understand an important truth. You can sit straight a little bit. And the moment I start hormonal, everybody will sit straight now. See, once you finish the physical sex act, the same memory which was so colorful before the act does not have any more power over you. And slowly hormonal pressure gets built in your body for next 5 days or 10 days. But in the West, no need for 5-10 days. 5 or 10 days, every thought which comes related to sex create a little bit of that hormonal pressure. Or your body also gets ready for the next act. If your body is filled with the hormones, means ready for the next sexual act, the same visualization will be so colorful and so powerful. Memory of the same person, same imagination will be so attractive before the physical act. The moment the physical act is done, the hormone is released, hormonal pressure comes down, the same visualization does not have any more power over you. Am I right? Same thing here also. Just the same thing here also. You will have same ordinary thought which did not have too much power over you, which did not create too much of depression on you, will be creating too strong depression over you because your hormonal pressure is prone for depression.
Genius kids are, from the beginning, did not allow the parents and the society to interfere with them unconsciously. It is unconscious interference of the parents and society responsible of making you mediocre. The mediocreness is not brought by you, it is inherited from the parents and society. So go back to the guilt engrams pushed inside you by the parents and same way by the family, by the relatives and friends, especially at the age of 7 to 14 when your body gets matured. You will have a lot of questions about your body and the opposite sex, the other body. You will have a lot of doubts, questions, curiosity to explore. Unfortunately, none of you are given clear, straightforward, honest answers. A child asks the mother, "How am I born?" Mother says, "Crow brought you and dropped you in front of the house and went away." How many of you heard this story? Tell me. No, really. We bought you from the shop. Now, I have heard this kind of answers. See, in villages, every week on the Tuesdays, they will have a thing called Sunday. Sunday means where all the growers of agricultural products, like a vegetable, all the farmers will bring their products, and the buyers, customers, the villagers will go and buy, and the cows, bulls, bullocks, horses, camels will all be brought for sale. Whoever wants to sell, they will go there to sell. Whoever wants to buy, they will go there to buy. It's called Sunday, like a modern day mall. Almost everything will be available. Many times, your mind becomes almost like a Sunday process, that market process, where complete chaos is the baseline. Complete chaos is the base. What comes, what goes, nobody knows. This kind of foolish answers, logical theories, then naturally you try to find out from some other sources. Some friend or blue film or porno movie or the wrong magazines. From all that you try to find out. The problem is they give a complete, that other extreme picture. This all creates intense, violent misshape in your personality. I can say all the abusal you went through by others or you did to others, usually male kids do to somebody, female kids receive from somebody. I don't want to say it is a law. Sometimes male kids also receive from others, female kids also do to others. It's very less percentage, but male kids doing and female kids receiving. Both happens because of guilt being inserted into your system. Another one thing, the other day one devotee, is physiotherapist, he came to me and he was telling, "Swamiji, even while you are talking and giving discourses, classes, continuously try to move this hand." I said, "Why?" Teasing your hand in a controlled way makes the fracture to heal itself. You should constantly tease your hand in controlled way. Same way I tell you, how the teasing the hand makes the fracture heal. If any idea is put inside you as wrong, you start cherishing it. The moment somebody strongly tells you smoking is bad, you will be waiting for the opportunity. The guilt does the opposite side job. Between 7 to 14, these layers of guilt you receive. I had the fortune of Raghupati Yogi and Arunachala temple. In temples, you know that all postures of sex and everything will be there in pillars. He is such a master, still I feel grateful for him. He will take me to pillar and explain the whole thing. I did not have any problem or guilt learning about my body and the philosophy of sex. And I always believed this is the way all kids are taught. I thought this maybe they will be teaching in the school. I am not going to school, so Raghupati Yogi is teaching me. Only after growing up, I realized how fortunate I was. If you go to South Indian temples, you will see all statues will be there. All kinds of postures, the descriptions, not verbally, in the big stone statues. Unfortunately, in the modern day, we feel that as our... That is not part of our culture. You should learn only from porno movies, not from temple statues. So the next layer, third layer guilt is the guilt of not fulfilling your role to your relationships, brother, sister, wife, son, daughter, to all of them. Identify these three root guilts. This is the science of guilt I am talking. First time when somebody says something is wrong with you, that is the moment the idea of guilt gets into your system. And when the guilt becomes deeper, you feel you don't belong to that family. You don't belong to that house, that group. And the feeling, I am all by myself, all alone, orphan. Actually, you should understand you are orphan, but from the right angle. Parents should tell the kids, hey, we cannot be standing by you always. You are a human being. You are an orphan. That's the nature. But we, out of our love, can support you in these lines. We can give money for your education. We can give money for your snacks, tea. We can give money even if you fall sick. But we can't heal the sickness. We can't take the suffering from you. You only have to suffer. So plan your life based on that. In a very loving way, the child should be made to understand he is orphan. Not like this rough way. All right. Read these questions and write your long answers. We will analyze now. So, even if you are a great teacher, if you are taking the same class again and again, if you are expressing, for example, guilt, if I have taken 5 guilt sessions, in each session I go on adding, and higher understandings about guilt I reveal. But later on, every session, all the ideas I expressed in all 5 sessions may not get repeated. If I express 20 ideas about guilt, sharp understandings, when I take a session, maybe 10 will get expressed. Yes, we'll start the process. Navel center is responsible for retaining all this guilt in a connected way. With this process, I am trying to flood energy into the guilt layer, but we will have one more process tomorrow for the same guilt and guilt layers. The process is sit in squatting posture, put your hands on the hip, rotate your body. If you have seen in the Indian villages, the hand grinding machine, like this you see, completely rotate with intense humming. All of you understand what I am saying? Concentrate on the navel, put your hands on the hip, rotate as completely as possible. Go back as much as you can. No, go back completely. Push the body back. Almost like falling. I am working through Hatha Yoga. These are all process from Hatha Yoga. Squatting is best. Like that. Yes, spread all over the hall. Quickly spread and close your eyes. Start the intense humming process. Humming and rotating your body. Put your hands on the hip. Concentrate on navel center. Have a small break. Get back for the next session. Together for next session. Thank you. remaining two energy centers. Mooladhara and Swadhisthana. Basically, fear and greed. The lowest two centers. Lowest two centers. All the patterns which are rooted in fear and greed, we will be working. Please understand. Your fear and greed has become so complicated. It creates so many ripple effects and side effects, different patterns. That is why on 4 chakras we worked 2 days, on 2 chakras we will be working 4 days. Then understand the importance, because these two, fear and greed, is not just fear and greed. Based on fear and greed only comes guilt. From guilt comes different pains. From those different pains comes the desire for peace. So each of these patterns evolve from this fear and greed. Fear and greed forms the base pattern, the root cause. I'll share with you all an incident, how this whole technology was revealed to me. This is basically a technology, breaking your patterns, freeing you from all conditionings. This is basically a technology. In 2003, once one of my disciples was sick in Bangalore, one hospital. I went there to heal that person. She's an elderly lady. She was in ICU. When I was healing her, at that same moment, the next bed patient, that guy is not a devotee, some patient, he started dying. The death has started happening in him. Of course, I was able to see what is happening in him. I saw very beautifully, like a knife passing through the butter. His soul was leaving the system without any pain, and he became enlightened, completely liberated. I was really shocked, because earlier in the young age I have seen a death where that person literally goes through hell, like a millions of scorpions biting, the whole skin burning. See, if you inject the scorpion poison into your one pore, that whole area will burn. During the death, same intensity, the whole skin will burn. It's almost like a whole skin being injected by the scorpion poison. Scorpion poison has the capacity to disconnect your skin and your awareness. when the disconnection happens forcibly, it will be a torture and pain, suffering. Any of you have been bitten by scorpion? So you can imagine, others can't even imagine. That pain will be there all over the body. That was the way the regular death happens. So I was shocked. How can that guy, why did that guy suffer so much and this guy so smoothly passed away? I investigated whether he's an enlightened being. They said, what enlightenment? He had 2 wives and 3 shops, that's all. And I asked whether he used to meditate or a disciple of a great Paramahamsa or Avatuta, a great guru. They said nothing doing. He will not even go to temple. I was shocked. I sat and started contemplating, meditating. How did this happen? How did this happen? It was like a revelation. It was like a strong revelation. I could see very clearly. Even now I am trying to see and repeat exactly as it happened. I could see very clearly. It was due to my presence. See, I am not claiming anything supernatural or extraordinary or all that. I am just telling you the fact. It was due to my presence, this guy did not go through all that suffering. Then I again started contemplating, wow, if my presence can be helping somebody to have such a beautiful death, then I should be sitting only in ICUs. No, I tell you, see, anything else anybody can give. There are so many things, even others can give. But this beautiful, painless death, nobody can give. I tell you, that is the greatest gift for human beings. That's the greatest gift for human beings. So I started thinking, how can I reproduce the same experience in human beings in large scale? After all, I had a little engineering background, so I was diploma mechanical engineer. God, even for this. But you should know, I even forgot the basic words about engineering. I studied DME in 1995. And then 2003, one of my devotees invited me to his workshop to bless. When I went there, please understand, I promise what I am saying is truth. They showed a machine. I could not remember the name of that machine, which is lathe, a basic machine for a mechanical engineer. The moment you enter DME, it is not engineering, it's like a diploma. The moment you enter, the first thing you see is lathe, and first book you study is about lathe machine. Any engineers here? Then you can understand what I am saying. Any diploma engineers? Wow. So, I could not remember the name. I was shocked. Oh God, what happened to my brain? Then I asked that devotee, can you tell the name of this machine? I have seen this machine. Do you know my selective subject that they select? In my elective thing, I am a machine shop engineer specialist. Suddenly I remembered, 9 years I did not even remember once about what I studied or even words from what I studied. Means totally different world. It was all about enlightenment and yoga, pranayama, meditation, kriya, process. Anyhow, now I got little interest in mechanical engineering again and started seeing some of the books just to refresh. Wanted to see whether I can present enlightenment from the angle of mechanical engineering. Anyhow, so the next thought I had was, can I reproduce this to large number of people, the same experience? What was that which is part of my presence, which helped that person to leave the body without pain and suffering of patterns? Now you need to understand few things. I am giving you the signs of death exactly as it happens. I invoke Mahakala, Kalabhairava, Lord of death, Lord of time. Let his presence be here and make all of us understand the great signs of death, which is liberation and celebration. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Understand, your body is not one unit as you think. You are not just your body. You are totality of 7 layers or 7 components. That's the right word. Please listen and understand. Later on you can take notes. I'll describe what all the 7 parts of you. Your physical body, which you are carrying with flesh and bones made out. Physical body. Next, your breathing component. The inhaling, holding, exhaling, spreading, cleaning. Breathing component. Next, mind. The mental component, thinking, your constant inner chattering, like a washing machine which can never be stopped, which goes on inside you. or the transistor which can never be stopped? Transistor. It's an Indian word. What is the word they use in the West? Radio. I think the transistor word must have some meaning. It is much more than a sister blabbering. Trans means usually beyond, na? So it is beyond sister, constantly nagging. So there's a transistor in all of you. Whatever you may be doing, it is just continuously going on, the inner chattering. That's the third component of you. The fourth component of you is you are boiling emotions. The fifth component of you is the zone you experience during the deep sleep, means completely unaware. Sixth component is the joy you experience in your life very rarely. Seventh component is your consciousness. All these seven put together is you. Please understand. All these seven put together is you. In each component there is certain patterns stored. In the physical body, the patterns of fear of death is stored. That is why if your body falls on electric current or you see a snake, naturally your body responds. What do you call survival instinct? Naturally your body responds. Because the pattern of fear and death fear is strongly stored in your physical layer. Next, that breathing layer, in that all your greed and desire patterns are stored. That is why when there is a strong greed or lust evoked, awakened, your breathing pattern changes. Your breathing pattern becomes different. In the mental layer, in your inner chattering, you carry deep guilts. That is why always your thinking is all about brooding over your past, which can never be corrected. You can see, most of the time you brood over on the things which are not under your control, because you are very happy to reconfirm the idea to yourself, you are not responsible for anything, nothing is under your control. Again and again you want to believe that. So for you to believe things are not under your control, you have been put in this situation, brooding over on the subjects which you can't control is very important. Why do you think whenever people meet, even in coffee shop, first thing they talk about is the weather? Why do you think there's so much of talk about weather goes on? Because you can talk and nobody is responsible for it. See, if you are talking something for which you are responsible, you will be offended. If you are talking something for which he is responsible, he will be offended. You need to talk something, but both should not be offended, both should not be responsible for that. What is the best subject? Weather. Weather. There are many things in the world, if you are brooding over about them, it gives you a kind of a feeling. You are not responsible for your life and gives you a cozy feeling. Okay.